Yo, what's good, boys?
This is probably the easiest thing to fix, and if you struggle with this, I recommend just doing a quick 5 to 10 minute.
We're still gonna be doing reactions and aim training. Probably just like reactions. On the real with you. If I can find any vids to react to, but there should be some lying around in the treasure box, of course. Hold on, dude. Just wanna fix something really quickly. It's a bird. Nope. It's a plane. Nope. That's Big Za. Call me D-Lo Curry. Ain't know what time it is. Like he's stepping on dog shit. Oh, let me turn this fan off, dude. Biggest ever did it. It is not a for debate, boy.
Warm up in the firing range, and then you can go into your session. You can practice stuff in the firing range that you wouldn't normally in game. These would be things like practicing recoil, fall speed, movement, spray patterns. You get the idea. It is also important for me to mention that we have an intention when going into the practice range. You're not just shooting bots. You have an actual routine that you're doing while you're in there, right? So it could be simple,
When
but
he
keep it.
says intention, bro, I don't know how to explain it. I was talking about this on my Twitch. Whenever they say intention, I f- is there like a difference between it being intentional and deliberate? I'll look it up in just shortly, but it's like when they say intentional, it's like you gotta in my opinion, when I play a run on aim labs, after if I'm not PBing after like 10 runs or five runs. Eventually, upon doing it some more, I look at the ball a lot. Looking at the ball kind of helps that like click in my aim that okay something is wrong, and I also feel for my body as well. Like if my arm is like tense or shit like that or whatever, man. I don't know how to explain it. It's pretty weird because even if I do even if I am a little bit mindful, I still don't end up fixing my problem. Yeah, it just becomes I just have to end up. I just have to like work my way through it, or like play multiple runs my way through it. But after a certain amount of runs, like something will eventually click in my aim. I won't get better per se, but I will have an idea of how to get better, and then eventually I'll get better. But that's only after like a countless amount of reps or runs in this instance.
Consistent. For example, you practice 3 mags of recoil, practice shooting the farthest spot from the yellow wall, and then finish with 1 big box battle. Anything simple that is just consistent for you. While we are doing this, we are also isolating our aim. So it obviously isn't pure isolation, but we don't have enemy players, objectives, or anything else changing the way that we're playing. If you're a person that struggles with consistency, or you just want to get better aim, this is probably one of the most overlooked steps. Alright, moving on now, let's talk about isolation. This is where things get exciting. Okay, so I want to discuss aim training. And before you click off this video, I want you to think about the fact that aim training is the
Illuminati. Yo, does this nigga have a YouTube channel? Hold on, little son. I think I see him on on Pornhub. I'm playing. I'm playing, but nah. I seen him on the fucking leaderboards, bro. This guy is a demon, bro. Like I'm dead ass serious. He usually ends up being like top 2, top 3, number 1. This guy's a demon, man. Illuminati. Can I fucking click the video, or is like just like Jesus gonna fuck me over? I don't understand. It's a bird. It's a plane. Nope, that's Big Za. Woman exposes female psychology, secrets about attraction. Don't give a damn. Yeah, I haven't watched Chill Dude Explain video in a minute, man. Rolling with woman. Hopefully, bro is complimenting. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hold on. Packers. Yeah, okay. Kilo. Yeah, the fact that I couldn't fucking spell it, bro, just let that sink in. All right, I'm getting whatever the fuck this is, bro. Okay, yeah, hold on. CIKLUNI VT. There we go. I was gonna say, dude. But yeah, this guy 9 times out of 10 is yeah 9 times out of 10 he's number one. Aim for aimers plus 8 skill grinding callbacks at the moment.
Watching me drown in your soul.
2.9K, that's pretty cool. Hey, everyone always plays the finals, man. He plays a lot of tracking though. I'm not gonna lie, man. Shout out to bro. If you grind with tracking, certain games will be a lot easier. Let that sink in, bro. Depending on what game you play, bro, it'll be a lot easier.
Will you click off this video?
Also gonna be your B, by the way. Just give me 1 second. It's ever did it. It is not a foot of bait, boy. Not putting that shit on the tongue. Can't trust that. Seven did it. It is not a foot debate, boy. Also, I've done this shit in a long time, so I gotta do this video, man. Okay, guys, we're back.
I want you to think about the fact that aim training is the most isolated our aim can get. It is simply just move crosshair, click dot. No moving, although some scenarios you can move on. I would not recommend it. There's no objectives, no enemies, no nothing. Just you and your aim. Optimum described aim training beautifully when he compared it to basketball. If you want to get better at basketball, you wouldn't just play full games. You would also shoot hoops to practice your throws. The same concept applies to aim training. Another really good analogy came from the final streamer No Task, where he told me that he would compare aim training to the gym for football. Sure, you could play football and gain muscle, but you definitely won't gain as much muscle if you are also going to the gym as well. In the gym and shooting hoops, you can isolate a specific skill almost entirely. This leads to your entire brain focusing on it, which leads to, the most improvement. In just 2 months of aim training, my aim had gotten statistically 3 times better, and I think you can easily do better than that. Now, how do you actually go about aim training now? Specifically, how do we aim train for the finals? Well, it's actually insanely easy to do, and only requires a few clicks. First, I highly recommend the Kovacs Aim Trainer over Aimlabs. If you launch Kovacs, go to the online playlist tab and then just search up the finals. It will give you a playlist that you can play, and these playlists consist of scenarios that replicate things that you would see in game. These things would be like someone taking a jump pad, or maybe you are taking a jump pad over someone else, or tracking a zip line. All these things were previously not isolated when you were in the game, and obviously the game is super chaotic, right? You can't just sit still and practice your aim on some guy taking a jump pad all the time. And especially not hundreds of times in just a few minutes. This is where aim training shines, in isolation. You are getting a ton of experience in only a few short minutes, and that consistency is extremely good because you're so isolated, and as long as you have the intention to improve, you will just skyrocket. Remember, just quality over quantity. I would recommend spending like 15 minutes, let's say, in the Kovacs Aim Trainer each day, let's say, before you get on. And in just a week or two, as long as you are dedicated right and you have the intention of improving, your aim will skyrocket. I remember I had been using aim training.
My aim hasn't improved at all, but bro, I was stuck in gold for so fucking long, dude. And now I'm no longer gold anymore, and I'm still ass, but it's like, I believe that will eventually come with even more. I really believe, because I hit gold and it took me a 10-month span instead of taking me a fucking 3.5 months, or even less than that, dude. A month, bro. But that's because I wasn't consistent. Had I been consistent, I'm not even bullshitting, and not been bitchy, I would have been good, bro. Like, I'd be good. I'd probably be fucking GM by now, or God knows what. But it's just, you have to be consistent and deliberate, bro. You have to be consistent and deliberate, bro. Or for the most part, for my case, you just have to be consistent, man. You gotta spend the time on shit, things of that nature. You know what I mean? If something's giving you a hard time, like most people say, take a break. Or if you don't want to take a break, do something that's even harder, or do something that's easier, and then go back to what you were struggling with originally. Because like, I feel like as if in going to something hard or easy, or something similar to what you're doing, it'll give you an idea of what you're doing wrong, or like you'll get this, like, you won't even, it's not exactly an illusion, but you'll see it, tell yourself like, okay, I'm like, if I'm able to do this easily, why not able to do this easily? And if you still can't do it on the original thing, it's like after a couple of tries, you'll ask yourself more and more, like, why can't I? And eventually it'll click. And if you have to go back and do the same thing, easy, harder, or similar, and that's fine. Because you keep asking that. I feel as if, because like whenever I ask that question, why can I do this but I can't do this? Eventually it'll click, man. I'm not gonna lie. And also do research and ask around it as well. Don't just, like, you feel me?
Training for about a week, and not really, seeing any improvement in game, although my scores on the scenarios were, getting higher. But I had yet to feel it in game, right? So then I remember I was just tracking someone that took a jump pad, and it just felt like inhuman. Like I just tracked them out.
Also, if you imagine the enemy as, I don't know how to explain it, but I haven't done this yet. I tried to do it, or I tried to do it, but I didn't. But I really didn't. If you can imagine the enemy, it's like if you know in aim labs, you're looking at balls, right? Balls, I know balls, right? Whatever, yeah. You're looking at balls essentially, and so I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Alright, we're back.
Out there, it felt
Looking at, it's like, try to imagine the players or enemies as the balls you see in an aim trainer, rather than just playing it out and then, I don't know, I guess you could say hoping for the best or some shit like that. I'm sorry, rather than just playing it out. This is too high up. That's also another issue as well. I'm doing something in the background, so just forgive me if I'm not really as responsive. I don't like this. It's not exactly, no. One, two, three, 4, 5. Maybe a little too high for me right now. That's good enough, yeah. Hold on. Is it equal size though? That's the question. This is just now. Just now. 9 on the dime. As long as the top looks fine, I think I'm good. Yep. I think I'm good, yeah. Whoa. I have to lower it though. Okay. Two, three. He struck the reactor. The other one is dead. He can't feel nothing.
sort of surreal. Like you had an aim training superpower, as cringe as that sounds.
If you can imagine the ball as the target, you won't be, or the target as the ball, it won't be that bad. I'm not saying you should download some fucking software, something you have to mentally, consciously think about. So whenever they make any erratic movement, it should be, you should look at it like it's the ball, or it's similar to the ball. And yeah, hold on, damn, okay.
All I can really say is that you'll get these moments in game when you start aim training that just kind of blow you away. You're like, whoa, I just tracked that guy perfectly. One last note on aim training is that make sure you do it with intention, and you aren't autopiloting scenarios, it's very easy to just autopilot and not improve in aim training.
Shit, I don't do that, little son. I ain't gonna lie. When it comes to me in aim training, after a certain amount of runs, bro, I don't know how to, like I said, I don't know how to explain it, but something just, like on some fucking, motivational shit, something just flicked. Something just clicked, for me at least.
To really make sure that you are playing with intention. The third and last thing I recommend for improving your aim is actually playing a different game. Now this sounds kind of weird, but stay with me. There's a term used in psychology.
In psychology, incubation theory explains how stepping away from a problem allows the subconscious mind to work on it, leading to sudden insights or creative solutions, the aha moment. Later, often through processes like unconscious processing, forgetting, fixation, letting go of bad ideas, or opportunistic assimilation, stumbling on hints. It's a key part of the creative process: preparation, incubation, elimination, verification, where mental blocks dissolve, making new connections possible after a break. Hey man, if that's possible, bro, I'd be a demon at math, and nigga, I wouldn't be working the job I work, bro. I'd be good, man.
Incubation, or the incubation theory. This theory is the idea that when you take a break from something and then return to it at a later point, your brain is actually able to do it better. We have probably all had this where we try really hard at something and then the next day we just do it first try, right? And the past month or so, I have actually not been playing the finals. I've just been on Overwatch, improving my aim. Games like Overwatch and Marvel Rivals have characters that are extremely aim heavy. This can work as sort of a budget aim trainer. I played characters like Soldier and Tracer in Overwatch that relied heavily on mechanical abilities. This put a ton of weight on my mechanics and forced me to improve them. This trick of playing a different
I ain't gonna lie, I might download Rainbow Six Siege, man. The trick of playing a different game, bro. That's like the first time I've heard of that, low key.
game is probably most used in battle royales, specifically Apex, right? And in, battle royales or Apex, you're not fighting people all the time, so it makes it difficult to get actual practice in. Hero shooters have tons of healing on each team, allowing for these very long, drawn-out fights with tons of aiming. But I'm sure you guys are wondering,
Rainbow Six Siege, bro. That nigga, that recoil is god awful. I'm not even trolling, bro. Like it's like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. You literally have to pull. I've never seen that in the game before, bro. I think I seen Bolo when he was aim training for Rainbow Six Siege. That's what he did. I'm like, oh my god, seriously, bro? That sounds insane to me, bro. Hold on. Bolo aim training. And you see his hand cam, he's literally pulling down. He's pulling down. So when he pulls down, he's controlling recoil, but he's also moving though. I think. I don't fucking know. But yeah, man.
POV, you watch below warm up for an AL.
Good. Thank you. Good. Good.
Being a human, bro.
POV, you watch below warm up for an AL.
Good. Thank you. Good.
POV, you watch below.
It's probably going to be exactly what it was before, bro. I'm calling it, dude. 69 minutes of perfect aim. Precise flicks. That's why I haven't seen him. That's why I haven't seen him on Twitch that often. He got banned. That's crazy. The reality of cognitive enhancers. Dude, I don't even think those work, bro. I mean, I don't know, bro. I mean, I just have a feeling that they don't.
Trying them.
I guess you could say I'm getting distracted right now. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely am.
Why would you play a different game just to improve at the finals? Why not just improve your aim in the finals? It isn't a battle royale, like I'm aiming all the time in the finals. Well, I think the answer is that a lot of people get stuck sort of not improving at a game or just hitting a plateau. If you feel like you've hit a plateau, I can't really recommend this more. We all love the finals, but sometimes you just gotta take a break from it to come back and improve at it. The other cool thing about the incubation theory is that it allows you to break bad habits. This could be actual in-game habits, but for me it was keybinds. Taking a break from the finals allowed me to return to it later and adjust some really important keybinds. Because I had taken a break, it was easier to go back to the finals and adjust these, and just, I don't know, I just was able to get used to it way faster. Specifically, it was a keybind on the side of my mouse button, where I was holding my mouse really weirdly just to press my ability button. And now that, that's gone, it has led to me having way better aim.
There was a game, I don't know what it was. I used to be a demon at it though, bro. But I could be wrong though, so never mind.
And this video,
I'm usually not a demon at anything, so.
I want to talk about a few things that are super important when improving your aim. There are so many people that just nerf themselves with peripherals and their settings. Usually it's more common in low rank, but people just tend to run like the highest sensitivity of all time in FPS games. Like it just makes no sense. You can't control it. Like you can play high sense, right? But it requires a ton of skill and
A lot of hours, but most people don't realize that, nor do they like care. That makes any sense? And it's just like they're just, I don't know. It's like a zombie, bro.
insane level of consistency, and I guarantee that if you can play that high sensitivity, if you swap to low sensitivity, it would be 10 times easier. I started playing the finals on 50 sensitivity because it was just the default, and then I started using all the way up to 60 sensitivity because I had the
This shit looks fun though.
idea that, playing high sensitivity is like cool, like if I can control this, it'd be cool. But that's not really the case. The next thing I want to talk about is peripherals. I know some people use bad peripherals for gaming, but I think it is because they just don't know, which ones to get rather than, peripherals actually costing money, right? Like I think a lot of people have peripherals that are like,
Peripherals don't matter. Just, I'm just like this. It's like when they give you a little simple quote, bro. People have done more with less. I'm gonna be RB, by the way. Just let that sink in, man. People have done a lot more with less.
pretty expensive, but they're just ass. So getting a solid mouse pad, a mouse and a keyboard can be relatively cheap. As long as you do some research, you can get like a $30 clone of a $200 keyboard, right? Like there's a lot of companies that just have super overpriced stuff, and you just gotta know what is the right thing to get. I'm just mentioning this because I saw a video from Slop recently where he was like revealing the Finals and Pulsar collab, I'm pretty sure, and it was just kind of funny because his setup was like really bad, and then he was like, whoa, like I can aim now, this is crazy. So yeah, definitely peripherals. Like I'm not the type of person that would be like, oh, peripherals aren't the reason that I'm improving, right? Like, oh, if I just had this one peripheral,
man, people have done more with less, a lot less.
I'd be better at the game, right? That's not the case. Like, you shouldn't have that mentality, but there's definitely something to be said that peripherals do have an impact. If you're looking for some new peripherals, there's a final streamer by the name of No Task. He's super chill, like very willing to help, and he knows a lot about peripherals and just what mouse stuff, and super humble, super chill. I highly recommend you guys check him out. I'll leave the link in the description, but yeah, definitely show him some love. Outside of him, you pretty much just ask any of the pro players or anyone that knows what they're talking about. I will say the pros probably have more on the high end of things in terms of gear, and so because of that could be pretty expensive, so just be aware of that. Okay, finally, as usual, I gotta recommend some videos for you guys to watch, and all these will be in the description. So number 1, I recommend you watch Wizard Hyung's video on 10 years of aim knowledge. This video will no doubt change the way you aim. It definitely did, for me, and made me conscious of a lot more things. And then secondly, if you are on the fence about aim training, which I think some people are, I highly recommend watching Optimum's video on aim training. He really details it super well, and really good video. And thirdly, Viscos's entire channel on aiming.
Hold on, bro. Fucking God, dog. 1 second. Just did all that shit for no reason. Hold on. Okay, we are finally back, bro. Headphone adjustment like a mug, dude.
Is super fascinating, and will open your mind about a lot of different aiming stuff, reaction time, basically everything you can think of when it comes to aim. And she also has her own benchmarks for Kovacs, which is really nice, and they're pretty helpful as well. And then finally, Root God has a video on movement aim that is super helpful. I think a lot of people just...
Demon God. Root God. Root God. I don't know, man. That just sounds really fire to me. Root God. Demon God. Root God. So you want to be aimer, huh? So you want to be aimer, right? Well, just be Asian. I'm playing. Yo. That's gonna be too hard, low key.
Kind of glance over the fact that movement has a very big influence on your aim, and he goes out and shows you kind of how to train that movement aim. The last thing I just want to leave you with is that aim definitely isn't everything. I personally have always struggled with aiming, and I've made huge progress during the past 10 months or so. So recently I've been more into it just because it is a big skill I lack. Most of the people that I'm playing with now have objectively far better aim than I do, and so that's why it's kind of my main focus right now. But yeah, remember, stay consistent, isolate your aim to improve it faster, and don't autopilot. Have intention of improving, and it will improve.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god, he's so low.
You might be the world's worst steel boomer.
Oh my god!
Hold on, dude. Did it download yet? Indeed it did. Let me see something.
Is the game over or do you still have time?
I got it! 50! Let's go, baby!
Nah, W. Bacon.
Let's get right into it. Number 9. The never-ending PIP. You're sitting at your desk when your manager hits you with those dreaded words. Let's have a quick chat. Next thing you know, you're in HR getting slapped with a performance improvement plan. They tell you it's not a punishment, just a structured way to help you succeed. PIPs are often HR's way of building a paper trail before showing you the door. Think of it like a reality TV show where you're the contestant, but the rules keep changing every episode. One week, they want you to improve your communication skills. The next week, now it's about your leadership presence. And just when you think you've nailed both of those, they hit you with not demonstrating enough strategic thinking. The really sneaky part is they'll often change the goals right before your review. You spent 3 months.
Yeah, I can't relate to this because I don't think I don't work in anything anywhere corporate, so. Dude, I don't even remember my password for this shit, bro. Hold on, let's see. That the screen though, little son. Haha. Hold on. Okay. Siege X. Probably don't have anything installed on this shit, I'm not gonna lie. But it's Ubisoft, so they may or may not have memory count. I will see. Dude, I've not played this shit in ages. I'm gonna be straight dog meat, dude. Battle Eyes bullshit, by the way. I'm pretty sure it just bans anything and anybody and anyone. I wonder if I reported every single person that got into a lobby with it, they all get banned. I'd report everyone on my team, then I'd report the enemy team. Shit, we'll find out.
I want to show you.
A black queen like yourself? Jesus Christ. This little thing, you have to be able to smell her. Can you smell her? You have to smell, look.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh, dude. Dude, that's insane.
Yo, bro. Dude, that's insane. What the fuck, bro? That cocoa butter. Okay, man. I was gonna say, what the fuck just happened? Something else, by the way. Hold on. This guy is an extremely entertaining YouTuber, bro. Go check him out, bro. Like, I'm not even bullshitting. I think he started off with like few videos. Nope. I'm wrong. But extremely entertaining, extremely. Hold on.
The most viral.
Let's get the sorts out of the way, type shit. Are they gonna run? What the fuck is going on here?
You done with that?
You're always eating all the food. Everywhere we go, you're eating all the food. Order me double chicken. Just eat it all. Can't even have it later.
Yeah. You done with that?
You're always eating all the food. Everywhere later.
Yeah. You done with that?
You're always eating all the food. Everywhere we go, you're eating.
Trying the most viral burger in New York City. All of my friends have said to try this. I don't believe them, but let's.
Okay, let's just watch this after I'm done playing this game first. Because, oof.
Year? Okay, I see. So next year's gonna be a little crazy.
He doesn't have Ars War audio, I don't think, though. It doesn't sound like crazy like Nadia's or Adrian's or anybody else's. Lucky Chamu's is pretty crazy.
Bro, I'm hitting up from so many angles.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie, bro. He's cracked. He's fucking locked in.
Right now.
These people are such low levels. That makes content like this, it has ruined gameplay content, bro. Nobody wants to watch this shit unless we're.
Nobody wants to watch this shit because of people like him, because of people like Nixon and etc. And because the way Call of Duty is. Ever since these motherfuckers combined their stupid engine, bro, it literally fucked everything, bro.
This is GSAC.
Don't give a fuck. Oh my god, bro, like... Don't give a fuck. Yo! Holy shit, man. 292, I was gonna say, bro, don't fuck with me, lads. Don't fuck with me, lads, sir. Attackers, let me see, where my girl switch at? Trying to give her ACOG back. It's nice. Where's the Seeds Cup? Yeah, training, shooting range. Okay, let's try this bullshit out, man. going on, shorty? I gotta learn how to like lean, like quit lean and all that shit, man.
Time for some practice.
Whoa, what the hell is my sense? Trolls. What the fuck? Controller. Mouse ADS sensitivity.
Cybersecurity guidelines.
I'll just do standard, dude. I don't know what the fuck the other bullshit is. Yeah, apply. Yeah, I don't know what the other shit is. Huh? I mean, I do, but I used to put that shit on controller, but I don't play on controller anymore. Also, where's my DPI? Or does that just not exist on this?
Take your time, really.
Holy spaces, this thing is taking, dude. High. Just high. Should go down, hopefully. No, it did not. Crazy. Like, what the fuck, dude? Where are the controls? Like, how do I? It's like this is too fast for me. Hold on, let me actually put all this shit away, because this is shit that's in my way, low key. Give me 1 second. Like, where's the lean? All that shit, dude. How do I lean? Smash controls. Q and E.
I guess I have time for a coffee.
Okay, something in here is wrong.
Squad meeting underway in briefing room 4.
Okay, come on. The DPI has to be here somewhere, because there's just no way it's not here. Hold on. Controls. Rent. Definitely toggle. Probably a toggle for all that shit, dude.
Take the time to breathe here and there.
The DPI does not hear something? FOV. Okay, never mind. I'm like literally to do a 360s is hella fast on the thing. I don't know why.
Sure, take a breath. No rush.
That's terrible. Like, I gotta tell me like pick someone with like controller recoils, dude. You literally have to pull it down. I'm literally pulling down on my fucking, what's it called? On my mouse with my fingertips, dude. Man, it turns so fast. What's my DPI on this shit, bro? Hold on.
When you've got a classic ride, you need tools you trust. Whether you drive it every day,
is your DPI. If you're playing on PC, you have a DPI, but if you're on console, you don't have to watch this. You can skip to horizontal and vertical sense. But for PC players, you have to see what mouse you're using. Are you using Logitech? Are you using Razer? Or some type of other mouse? Most of the time, you have a software. So mine is Logitech G Hub. I can adjust my DPI. Now, what you want to start with is either 400 or 800. I suggest you start with 400, see how it is, if you like it or whatever. If not, you can switch to 800, but do not go higher. That's my suggestion. You can always go higher if you want to. Second step of finding your sense is that you have to go to your documents. If you're playing on PC, you have to find your multiplier. Are you playing on default or are you playing something else? You should be on default, but let's check, okay? So you go to documents, you go down to my games, you go to Rainbow Six Siege, and these are your game files. So this is like my main account, for example. This is like alt, this is another alt, this is someone else's account, etc, etc. You should have like one or two, okay? So your main and maybe like your alt. You find your main account, you press on it, go to game settings, and somewhere around here where you have input, you're gonna find this one. Mouse sensitivity multiplier unit. Look at this, 0.02 0000. So this is default, okay? What does it mean? So why should we even change our default multiplier? So some players, look, pro players, okay? I don't think if you should change it, if you should touch your default multiplier, just keep it like that. But for pro players, they want to be kind of accurate, okay? They want to be precise. So they can't go, for example, between the number 5 and 6, okay? There's no number between 5 and 6. But when they change their default multiplier, they can go between the number 5 and 6. How? By going 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 7, 8, 9, and now there are 6. You see what I'm saying? So they can go between 5 and 6 with these numbers. Okay, that's what they're doing, and that's why they change it. But you don't need that. You can just still go with the default multiplier and just have these normal numbers. Now, the next step is choosing your horizontal and vertical sense, okay? For PC players, you have to go depending on what DPI you're using, but for console players, it's easier, okay? I'm gonna explain first PC and then switch to console, okay? So PC, I'm gonna go with, let's say, 400 DPI, okay? So this is 400, it's very slow, my mouse doesn't move. And I'm gonna go with...
So you can turn this on or exit out of that actually. What the hell? Like, this thing just feels like weird.
With number like 5, okay? Start with 5. Guys, look, if I want to move my head from in the middle to the left side, this is how I want to like move it. Look, I have to turn so much. I have to turn 5 times until I can do it like a 180 flick. And if I ADS and I want to shoot someone, this is how much I have to move my aim so I can kill someone. So this is very, very slow for me. Maybe it's good for you, I don't know, but I don't want to play like this. So what I'm gonna do is increase this number. I'm gonna make it like 10. So 10, 10, 400 DPI. Let's see. Okay, it feels a bit better. I can work with this. But for my 180 flicks, I have to just do it a bit like...
Even if I were to flick on somebody, bro,
long
recoil is just atrocious.
Right, I have to move my mouse from this side to this side so I can do like a 180 flick. I usually don't do this because I'm playing on 800 DPI, but 400 DPI, it's different. Yes, you can go with this number. If you again feel like this is slow, you can obviously increase the number. Now, if I switch to 800 DPI, this is obviously going to be faster, right? Faster. And then for 180 flicks, I have to use my rest. Look, my rest. I just turn around 180 flick, okay? I don't have to do this, for example, or this, and just move my mouse from the left side to the right side of my mouse pad. So what you want to pay attention to is basically how fast can you do this, like flick from left side to right side. Do you like it? Is it fast? Is it okay to you? And also your 180 flicks, just turning around, okay? If you're, for example, turning around and you don't reach this, just like remember the 400 DPI and like 5.5, I had to do this like 4 or 5 times, that's not good. And if it's too fast that I just do it like this, like I had to land here, but I landed here, this is like over flicking. This is not good. This is too fast. Either you lower it down or you get used to it and practice, which I suggest you change it, okay? Don't practice with that one. It's just too much. Somewhere around here or here, if you land, it's okay, you can practice, but this is too much and this is too much. For console players, you guys don't have DPI, so obviously you can't just have numbers like 10 and 10, 11 and 11. It's gonna be slow, okay? What we want to do for console players is go higher than 50. I used to play on console on PS4 for 3 years. For horizontal, you want to go higher than 50. So either 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. So we can actually move around. And again, it's about your flicks. If there's a guy shooting behind you, you can turn around and shoot him. And somewhere like this, flicks, like long flicks and like short flicks, okay? And for vertical sense, you don't need higher than 50. Go from 30 to 50, okay? Why? Because this is the guy. This is how much we want to move our aim. And like this is the door frame. So this is how much we really need. We don't need like here. We don't need like here. This is the amount that we need, okay? And this is how fast we want it. If it's slow like this, it's not good, and if it's fast like this, it's not good. So go from number 30 to 50. The rest are your dead zones, okay? This is like, for example, how much pressure you put on your sticks or your shocker or your analog when it moves actually. So if it's like 2 with a little touch, it's gonna move, right? But if it's like this, so you have to actually put pressure on your stick and move it all the way to the left side and right side, and that's not good. So go with low numbers like 5, 4, 3, and that's just preference.
10.
The rest are your dead zones, okay? This, you're, for example, turning around and you don't reach this, just like remember the 400 DPI and like 5.5, I had to do this like 4 or 5 times, that's not good. And if it's too fast that I just do it like this, like I had to land here, but I landed here, this is like over flicking, this is not good,
like,
this
is
too fast.
I'm literally pulling
Either you lower it down or you get used to it and practice, which I suggest you change it, okay? Don't practice with that one, it's just too much. somewhere around here or here. If you land, it's okay, you can practice, but this is too much, and this is too much. For console players, you guys don't have DPI, so obviously you can't just have numbers like 10 and...
There's literally no fucking way. Hold on. There's just no fucking way. You literally have to pull the fuck down.
The secret to no recoil in Siege is nothing. That's the secret. Now, I'm not saying you gotta boot up the shooting range and just... The secret to no recoil in Siege, do it as many times as you want. If you only want to boot this up every day and do it like 1, 2... The secret to no recoil, not even that. Do it as many times as you want. If you only want to boot this up every day and do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, that's okay. But ultimately, recoil in Rainbow Six Siege is for the most part fixed. It's not completely fixed. There is a degree of randomness, but every gun in Rainbow Six will follow a general kind of line when you do not adjust the recoil. To control the recoil of a weapon in Siege, you basically pull the opposite of its natural deviation. So in the R4C's case, I'm going to pull down a little bit at the start, and then at about bullet 6 or 7, I'm going to start pulling to the left as well. And the only way to get a feel for that with your particular sends is to go in the shooting range and just do this a little bit. See, as you can tell, I've been playing this game for a while and it still kind of flew away on me there. My sensitivity is 89 with the kicks multiplier. This is what my 360 looks like. So that is about 15 inches, which looks like a lot, but I assure you, it's really not. The secret to no recoil in Siege is nothing. That's the secret. Now, I'm not saying you gotta boot up the shooting range and just sit there and spam it for like half an hour or an hour. You can do this for 5 minutes. Not even that. Do it as many times as you want. If you only want to boot this up every day and do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, that's okay. But ultimately, recoil in Rainbow Six Siege is for the most part fixed. It's not completely fixed. There is a degree of randomness, but every gun in Rainbow Six will follow a general kind of line when you do not adjust the recoil. To control the recoil of a weapon in Siege, you basically pull the opposite of its natural deviation. So in the R4C's case, I'm going to pull down a little bit at the start, and then at about bullet 6 or 7, I'm going to start pulling to the left as well. And the only way to get a feel for that with your particular sends is to go in the shooting range and just do this a little bit. See, as you can tell, I've been playing this game for a while and it still kind of flew away on me there. My sensitivity is 89 with the kicks multiplier. This is what my 360 looks like.
Pulling down.
So that is about 15 inches, which looks like a lot, but I assure you, it's really not. The secret to no recoil in Siege is nothing. That's the secret. Now, I'm not saying you gotta boot up the shooting range and just sit there and spam it for like half an hour or an hour. You can do this for 5 minutes. Not even that. Do it as many times as you want. If you only want to boot this up every day and do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, that's okay. But ultimately, recoil in Rainbow Six Siege is for the most part fixed. It's not completely fixed. There is a degree of randomness, but every gun in Rainbow Six will follow a general kind of line when you do not adjust the recoil. To control the recoil of a weapon in Siege, you basically pull the opposite of its natural deviation. So in the R4C's case, I'm going to pull down a little bit at the start, and then at about bullet 6 or 7, I'm going to start pulling to the left as well. And the only way to get a feel for that with your particular sends is to go in the shooting range and just do this a little bit. See, As you can tell, I've been playing this game for a while and it still kind of flew away on me there. My sensitivity is 89 with the kicks multiplier. This is what my 360 looks like. So that is about 15 inches, which looks like a lot, but I assure you, it's really not. This
That shit is impossible, bro. Hold on. And someone's gonna tell you play a person with little to no recoil. It's like, bro, what the hell? What if one day I just wanted to play somebody else for a chance? Okay, my hands just gotta stop resting on this shit. I hate that about Siege. You have to literally pull down and control recoil. That is by far the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's just a random fuck talking. Can I need to be compensated for this? Maybe that'll make a difference, right? Hold on. Oh, is that an option here?
Remember to always complete your mission reports on arrival.
Oh, Lord, let me just change that. I'm hoping this will help me. I doubt it. It's gonna be very hard. Hold on. Okay, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we've officially hit an hour. I will catch up, boys. But I didn't even realize